Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here with me on this beautiful Thursday morning. We got a nice overcast sky here, and it's sleeting and raining and all that. And it's beautiful. It's a wonderful, wonderful day. The sun isn't shining in and giving me a little bit of a light challenge. So all is well. Oh, I need to adjust my screen here a little bit. Oh, there we go. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. Let's begin today with our breathing exercise. We breathe in through the nose, we hold, and we breathe out through the mouth. So let's begin. In, hold, out. In, hold, out. Continue. In, hold, out. And we open our eyes. We come back into our body and wiggle our fingers, and wiggle our toes, and be present. And again, I thank you all for being here. If you're out there and you're watching, please send me a little message or a thumbs up or something. Let me know you're there. I'd appreciate it very much. And today I want to talk about, so to begin with, I am the presence of God wherever I am. And you are the presence of God wherever you are. Yet, as I say frequently, for you to experience yourself as the presence of God wherever you are required to declare it as so. So the imperative aspect is that I must declare I am the presence of God wherever I am, and all is well. Therefore, I am. Prior to that declaration, although the presence of God is within me, it is not necessarily manifest. And so the presence of God, all that is eternity, has many, 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 many names and is referred to in many, 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 many ways. And the way I would like to, and the words I would like to talk about today are, excuse me, God as divine love. And so if I were to speak that about myself, I would say, I am divine love manifest. Good morning, Mary Lee. And if you were to declare that about yourself, you would declare, I am divine love manifest, and all is well. This is how we begin to state ourselves as so, and how we invite into us an understanding of the aspects of the creation of which we are part. So, the creation, all that is, of which I am a part, of which you are a part, is connected to itself and is 100% in support of all that is. I am 100% supporting all that is. Even when I choose to get caught up in my emotion, or whether I choose to engage my ego, which has an acronym, which as an acronym could stand for easing God out, which often happens if we are able to objectively look at how we manifest ourselves into this three-dimensional plane. And that brings us to another point, the understanding that I am present in this three-dimensional plane through my own manifestation. I am all that is. You are all that is. And divine love is all that is. We are all together. You know, it reminds me of that Beatles song, I Am the Walrus. We are all together. And the other side of that is that once we declare in this three-dimensional realm anything, but since we're talking about divine love this morning, when I declare myself as divine love in this three-dimensional plane, the law of opposite manifests. It's it's like gravity. Gravity is. There's nothing I can do about it. I can create some sort of experimental condition that will circumvent gravity in a specific environment. But I am unable to overcome gravity, to the best of my knowledge, in this three-dimensional plane. And the law of opposites is the same. So when I declare anything, what comes rushing in is the opposite of that, so that by viewing the opposite, I can experience that which I declare. How do I know that I am divine love? In this three-dimensional plane, except to experience and see the opposite or the absence of that divine love. And this often confuses us very much. This often calls us forward to engage our ego, ease God out of the situation, and get lost and caught up in our emotions. And then we are not operating out of conscious choice. At that point, we are operating out of predetermined emotional reaction. And the that's the precondition, the subconscious training that we have, most of us, if not all of us, have received in this three-dimensional plane
manifests as reaction to whatever the current situation is in our experience. The divine love response is that, in fact, it is a response. It is considered. It is thought through, and a choice of action is manifest. I am preconditioned to react to certain situations and certain buttons, if you will. And the whole point of retraining myself is to turn off those buttons. The reaction is generally not in my best interest. In almost every case, the emotional reaction is not in my best interest. The physical reaction, which almost shows up as instinct, to be repelled by fire or be repelled by heat or be repelled by something that'll burn me or to be repelled by speeding traffic, is what in fact the ego is designed to manifest. Whatever may threaten, physically and legitimately threaten the existence of this material vehicle, it's the ego's job to protect. But what's happened is the ego has snuck into a whole bunch of other places and actually creates a lot of havoc. So again, I am the divine presence of all that is wherever I am. One of the manifestations of divine presence is divine love. And divine love is all encompassing. Divine love is a embrace of all the possibilities that are out there. Yet to really truly get a grip on it, there are so many preconditioned aspects of my three-dimensional existence that I have to let go of. The concept of right and wrong, the concept of good and bad, must be relieved or let go of before divine love can show itself closer to its fullest extent. If I perceive the homeless person as wrong or bad or less than, the opportunity to embrace that situation and offer love and offer help and offer concern and consideration is greatly diminished. The power of creation that we manifest is centered in our declaration. Thought, word, action. I declare myself. First, I think I am divine love, and then I declare myself. I am divine love. And then I move out to express that divine love anywhere and everywhere. And frequently it calls me back to affirm the presence of divine love in the face of the opposite. Often for me, what I have to do is I literally have to thank the opposite. Thank you for showing me what divine love is not, so that I may experience divine love as myself and be willing. The main thing about experiencing divine love as myself is it allows me to present myself in a vulnerable or with vulnerability, which creates the space that you and I can interact more as one. The overcoming of the training about the condition of my emotions and that which has been automatically assigned to the ego is the work, is the work of the enlightened or the enlightening being. That is the work. We become mystic when we simply choose to consider at length those possibilities. And we reach out. But the vulnerability of that emotional existence is imperative. My particular idea that helps me grasp divine love is a mother with an infant in a public place, a grocery store, near the near the produce section, and the infant is having a bad day. And the infant is crying, and the infant is wiggling, and the infant is screaming or whatever, yelling or and crying. And the mother holds that infant and nuzzles that infant and nurtures that infant. And that infant calms down and knows that all is well. That is my picture, Paul's picture of how divine love manifests. And so when I'm upset, when I have been triggered by emotion and ego, when my button gets pushed, I condition myself and I continue to condition myself to remember how love shows up for me. And I call that little frame, I call that four scene movie into my consciousness. And I calm down. And I calm down. Prayer is an incredibly valuable thing. When I state, I am the presence of God wherever I am, and all is well. My brothers and sisters, my friends, that is a prayer. And the power of that prayer is to eliminate everything other than that. I am the presence, and all is well. I am the presence of divine love. I am the presence of divine truth. I am the presence of divine wisdom, all inclusive, all inclusive. So I salute you today as the presence of divine love. I salute you today as the presence of all that is. I salute you today in the presence of embrace. I acknowledge you as myself, and all is well. Namaste, namaste, namaste.